afternoon and welcome to Saturday. I'm so glad to be here and I'm so glad that you are too. And I wanted to talk today about how to be rich. After this podcast came out this week, I had several people message me very thoughtful words and also some really great questions about how to shift their thoughts about money, how to shift their relationship with money. And as you know, I think about most things in the context of relationship, right? Because we have a dynamic that goes on, in this case, between us and money. And so there's a relationship that we cultivate around money, which means there's a whole bunch of beliefs that we have about money, about our ability to have money, about our ability to manage money well. And so we develop this sense of the relationship. And I think it's super helpful to think about things in that context for better understanding, better awareness. So the main thing I wanted to share about today is for those of you that are, and most people want more money, right? Most people have some semblance of a desire for more money. And I think the most important thing that I would have to offer today is it's okay to have that desire, to feel deserving, worthy of, capable of having more money. And I think, I share that because based on my own childhood experience and my own upbringing and my beliefs up until not that long ago, right, into my late 30s, I had a very conflicted relationship with money, but also a very conflicted relationship, a very conflicted beliefs about my desire for money, and my desire for nice things, and my desire for travel, and going out to eat, and getting my nails done, which I'm about to do, head off to get my nails done, which I don't do that often anymore, but I used to really enjoy doing it. And there would be that inner conflict with whether or not that was like a good thing to be spending money on, right? Like, is that a good thing to spend money on? And really wrestling through those questions around what is okay to spend money on, and dealing with my feelings and my confusion around whether or not it was a good thing to spend money on going out to eat, getting my nails done, getting new clothes, things like that. So what I want to offer you today is that desire that you have in you for more money is really this desire to be rich, this desire to live a rich life, to live an extraordinary life, to live a deeply fulfilling experience while being alive. And that is a beautiful thing, an absolutely amazing thing to really be embraced and excited about. And I want to offer that to you today. It's so important because if you're raised in an environment that teaches you to not want money, right? If you grew up with a lot of understanding and teaching around the negatives about money and the negatives about, like, for instance, around greed, right? That being greedy wasn't a good thing. It can get very confusing in your mind about, well, what does that actually mean to be greedy? Does that mean I can't desire money? Does that mean I can't desire nice things, right? And so it can get easily very confusing. And honestly, most people don't stop to really think about these things and really get clear within their own minds about what they believe about being rich, about having money, about desiring more money. Excuse me. And so then they just end up operating in this mode around, I know I need money and I have to make money, and it becomes a very, essentially a dysfunctional relationship, a dysfunctional dynamic, because there isn't clarity, there hasn't been communication, there hasn't been that process of sorting out what I really believe about money and what I believe for myself about having money, right? So Troy and I were talking just in conversation around the lottery and people that play the lottery and people that experience winning the lottery, and the statistic of how many people win the lottery and then within 3 years have very little money left from the winning of the lottery. And we got into this discussion yesterday just around how true it is that if you don't learn, if you don't expand, if you don't bring your beliefs about money and you having money into alignment with your ability, with you actually receiving a whole bunch of money, then yes, absolutely, within a very short period of time, you'll actually not have the money anymore, right? And it's amazing. Troy was like, well, it's really important to have a really good financial advisor. And I was like, no, has nothing to do with having a really great financial advisor, right? Because you're still the one at the end of the day who's going to actually be deciding how to spend the money. And it's not your brain that decides how to spend your money. It's actually your beliefs that decide how to spend the money, how to feel about the money, how to hold the money. So the biggest thing I wanted to communicate today, and I'll over the next few days hop on and share a couple of other things around how to be rich, or why to be rich, or why to think about being rich, but essentially how to help you work through some of the money blocks that I know I have had and still have, and that I imagine you have as well. And again, I really appreciate those of you that reached out to me and started some conversation, because I know it's something that is on most people's minds. So this first thing is simply to embrace it, right? If you're having that desire for, I need more money, or I want more money, or I desire to be in possession of some nicer things, or maybe just the basics around, I would like to have whatever it is, right? I want a nicer house, I want a bigger house, my family would benefit from a nicer house, or I'm getting ready to send my kid off to college and you'd like to have the money for that. It's really anything. It's really taking notice of, if you have that desire, if you have that need, that want, whatever it is, right? And all three of those are good. I want more money, I need more money, I desire more money. To be able to see those as good things about you, rather than to see it as that scarcity, as that lacking. And that really is always the shift of transformation, is to go from believing I don't have enough, or I am not enough, to believing I am enough. And what that looks like inside of the money conversation is to believe that it is a good thing, that it comes from a good place within you to desire nice things, to desire more money. And so instead of like resisting it or pushing it away from you, because your beliefs, your upbringing, your childhood, the beliefs you've held up till now tell you, push that desire away, push that desire, that wanting away, and instead welcoming it in, right? Being able to say, oh yeah, that's a good thing. It's a thing built on something that is good from inside of you. We want to be more than what we are. We want life to be even more fulfilling, more rich. So to be able to hold that and see it as a good thing, and allow yourself to be like, yes, this is a good thing. I want to be more than what I am right now. That is literally what you were created to be, is more than what you are right now, right? Not in a lacking. Again, it's never from a position of lacking in what you are right now. It's to note that we're on this big, amazing journey, right? This thing of life is this amazing adventure. And so there just always is more available. More adventure awaits you. And so that first step is really being able to welcome in that that is a good thing, that it is what you were designed for, is to be able to grow, to be able to expand, to be able to advance, to be able to enjoy more. Okay, so I'll leave that with you. And I would offer to you this belief that I was made to enjoy the very best of life. Therefore, my desire to hold more money, to receive more money, to be in possession of more money, is a really good thing. Okay? So I help people cultivate that inside inside of themselves from a place that is good, a place that is honoring, a place that is useful for you, right? Because as we very well know, that oftentimes can get used against us, where we end up feeling like we're lacking and we're not enough and we need more, and we're in that desperate energy. And so over here, in this energy of, I am an amazing human, meant to have an extraordinary life, we also need to be able to have really useful, helpful thoughts around money and this thing that comes from inside of us that desires more good things, more good experiences, to have the richness of what life has to offer us. And so that's literally something to be learned. And it's a beautiful process to go through. And it takes time, right? That's the other thing, is be like super compassionate and super patient with yourself. You've been living this other way for probably 30, 40 or more years. And so that transition over to living it as a beautiful thing takes time. So I work with people one-on-one to help them be able to warmly embrace the extraordinary, the adventure of life that includes being rich and having the money to be able to enjoy the richness of life. All right, you guys, as always, thanks for joining me here. And for the day, practice, I am rich, right? Just practice embracing what that sounds like within you. Remember, rich is a state of mind. Maybe that's what I will focus on that tomorrow. I have like 3 or 4 things I wanted to talk about. So maybe I'll focus tomorrow on what it means to be rich, because it very much is a state of mind. It's not a specific number that you hit that you can now say I'm rich. And so what I would offer to you is just practice, right? Practice being over here in the liberated badass that you already are, and in the state of being where you feel free to enjoy the adventure of life, to be the extraordinary you, and embrace this idea. Try out this belief for yourself. I am rich. See what it feels like in your body. See what it feels like in your mind, right? What thoughts come to your mind as soon as you say it to yourself. And allow yourself to just experience what it feels like to say it out loud. Start with that, right? What does it feel like in your body when thoughts go through your mind when you say out loud to yourself, I am rich? Let me know, because whatever you experience, I will gladly continue talking about. To be able to help you work through a little bit of that as a snippet experience of the transformation to getting to a place where you can have a really good relationship with money. All right, you guys, as always, thanks for being here with me, and I look forward to talking with you more. Talk soon. Bye.